Excuse me, class. Class.
We're going to harvest some rose hips now, and we're going to process them for you. We're going to we'll show you what we're going to do here in just a minute. Here we are going to start harvesting these rose hips, and we've got hundreds of bushes around here. I think they're going to be okay. They're soft, but they're not just gooey falling apart. Abby, you can set that down if you'd like.
I think that's a good idea.
Some of them are a little bit mushy, and you can see all the seeds inside. And to make jelly, you want to get the seeds out. It takes a lot of them to get jelly. Y'all don't pick the black ones, okay?
Yep, don't.
That's our cat named Wolf. Our second to youngest named her. It's a girl named Wolf. That was that look. Just 10 or 12 minutes of picking total. Not too bad. Next year we're really going to hit it hard and get harvest as much as we can. And we may come out later in the week and do some more. Pick some more rose hips here for just a little bit, and then go in and do some processing for teas, tinctures. They're super high in vitamin C. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was almost 500 milligrams of vitamin C per, I don't remember what it was exactly, but it's very high in vitamin C, and there's some other beneficial parts to it, and that's not including the seeds, which I believe seeds are always beneficial. There's always good stuff in any seed of just about any plant you can find. And so we may actually pull some of the seeds apart when we pull them out. We may actually sell some of these or give them away, and you can grow your own rose hips. They grow like a weed. They grow everywhere out here, and very well. They're good for food. Our chickens love them, as you saw. And you can make jellies, you can make wine, you can make tea and tinctures and all kinds of stuff with them. So we're going to be playing around with them. We've never really done a lot with rose hips. I think last year we did a little bit. This year we're doing a little bit more. So we'll let you know how it all goes and show you what we do with it.
Back in November, my children and I went out and we picked a bunch of rose hips, and I did a lot of things with them, several different things that I was going to show you today. I dried a bunch of them in my dehydrator so that we could use them in our teas whenever we're sick. I was told that they have a very high amount of vitamin C in them. So every time we drink a tea, I put some in there. Then also, I made a tincture out of the rose hips I used my Pioneer Woman Dutch oven that I really love. I put olive oil in it and I don't know, maybe a cup, maybe 2 cups of dried rose hips in it. And I tried to smash them up a little bit to get some of the vitamin C to come out of it. And I also sprinkled some fresh rosemary that we had from our garden into it, and I simmered it for a really long time, probably a couple hours on really low, until just to bring out all the good things in the herbs. And I made it into a tincture, and then I also had a coconut oil based lotion that I had made that I think I also put beeswax in it, that I put some of this tincture in it, and I've been using it over the past month and I'm really liking it. I don't know if you could see, but I had these huge creases in my forehead because I am getting older. Put it on there every single night before I go to bed, and I can really tell a difference in the way my skin looks. I think it's really pulled out a lot of maybe some toxins and stuff. Rosemary is really good for your skin as well. So I'm really pleased with it, and I'm gonna make some more next year too. So I'll definitely be keeping that in our pantry from now on, our medicine cabinet. I made these tinctures because I wanted to put them in my salves and my lotions. We're not going to take them orally. If you want to take them orally, I would make them in with a vodka base or something like that. And you can make those by just putting them in a jar. Maybe get a pint jar and fill it 3/4 full of vodka, and then put your rose hips in it and your rosemary, anything that you really want, any kind of herbs, and set it in a dark cabinet for 2 weeks, and every day go in and shake it. And then at the end of 2 to 3 weeks, use a strainer and strain all the herbs out of it, and you'll be left with a tincture that's good for a really long time. But today is December, the end of December, and we've had quite a few frosts already. My husband discovered the other day that we still had a lot of rose hips on the vines, so he went out and picked some more, and they're just perfect. I would have thought they would be mushy already, but they're not. They're perfect squishiness. We're going to destem these rose hips and possibly take the seeds out of them, and they should be a little bit sweeter than the ones I made last time because we've had so many frosts. But first we're going to wash them. Okay, so we're going to prepare our rose hips now. We're going to take the stems off of them. They kind of pop off. And then I'm going to cut it in half. And then we're going to scrape out all the seeds and hair that's inside of it. And this is the way you want to prepare it if you're going to use these in jellies or syrups, or if you're going to eat them for just a snack. You can either feed these seeds to your chickens, or you could grow them to grow your own rosehip plants. And we will probably have these for sale in the future if anyone wants to purchase them. They grow really nice bushes. Yeah. And then you're going to take this little black piece off at the end too, the other end, the flower part. And then I'll just lay it on the screen like that. So I'm just going to put it on my dehydrator sheet like this. Where am I? Just lay it on there. I'm going to do half of them like that, and then the other half we're just going to leave whole to use in our teas throughout the winter. My husband saw the struggle that was real, and he got me a knife more suited for this. It's not really easy to do this, but it certainly helps if you have a smaller knife. Oh, and the ends just pop right off. Some of them are really gross on the inside. But I think it's going to be worth it, because now I can use a bunch of these Rosehips maybe to make some rosehip syrup or some rosehip jelly for my kids during flu season. Oh, you can also use them in sauces to prepare over your meats. I've never had it, but I bet it's pretty good.
I wonder about a salad dressing.
Ooh,
Rosemary
I bet
vinaigrette
so.
salad dressing kind of a thing.
Yeah, I bet a rosemary vinaigrette salad dressing would be just delightful.
You may want to point out this noise.
Oh, I have my Instapot going over there, so you hear the steam, it's coming to pressure. It's my new favorite kitchen gadget right now. I'm making some kidney beans to go with dinner. I can have kidney beans, dried kidney beans, ready in an hour. I think this is all we're going to do of these. It's our first time to try it, so I want to see how it's going to turn out. These are not going to stay in the dehydrator nearly as long as the whole ones will. Maybe a couple hours. I'm just going to keep an eye on them to make sure they don't burn or get over dehydrated. So I'm just going to stick them in here. You're going to open up your dehydrator. Just put them in. And I'm going to take out another one, and I'm going to just throw all of my whole ones on there. But I do still have to destem these. So now I'm just going to take all the rose hips we had left. Some of them are really kind of squishy because they have been through so many frosts. So I do not want to cut those open. But I'm just going to take the stems off of them, and we're just going to dehydrate them all together on the same tray. They really do not need too much room. Just make sure they're not stacked on top of each other. If they look really gross, don't even try to dehydrate those. If they're falling apart or really dried looking, just throw them off give them to your chickens. They'll like them. Okay. Isn't that so beautiful? Look at all those. So you're going to very carefully pick up your screen and put it into the dehydrator. Clean up your mess. Okay, so we have the Excalibur food dehydrator, the economy, and I believe there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trays in this one. I also, this year I did some elderberries. They are extremely good for you. I really wish I would have done more, and I will be doing a whole lot more next year. It was super simple to do my elderberries in there. Basically did the same thing where it covered the whole tray, and then I just turned the dehydrator on and I watched it until they got really hard, because you got to make sure they're done all the way, because if they're not and you put them in a closed jar, they will begin to mold. They'll begin to mold, and it'll be bad for you, make you sick. So I did those, and then I did the rose hips this past year. Okay, if you're wanting to buy one of these, check out the link below. These were a lot of fun to make. My girls actually helped me prepare these. They make me feel better going into the winter knowing that I have these kind of products that would normally cost me between $15 and $25 at a store or on Amazon to go buy. when I can just step outside and go and pick them and prepare them for my family myself. As a mother of 7, you need things like this. And also, if you're going to have a homestead, you need things like this on your property that you don't have to go out and buy, that you can just step outside your door, go get what you need, or prepare what you need for the winter. These can feed and provide natural teas and tonics for your family to keep them healthy. This is Jamie in the kitchen. I hope you learned something to help your family. Join us next time. I'm going to be making artesian breads in the Dutch ovens. Bye!